Sorry for the slightly unprofessional thing. I'm just trying to get this done as fast as possible. I have work in like soon. So luckily I just got my part. This should be my tensioner, and also, because I didn't show you guys, this is the bolt that broke. So this right here is the bolt from the tensioner that broke off, and this is the new one. And just so you can see just how much came off, I just don't realize. I don't think the lighting correction is correct, but whatever, I'll fix it later. But yeah, that just shows just how much snapped off. So the annoying thing is I have to figure out how I'm going to be removing the rest that was in here, 'cause I'm pretty sure it's still in the car, but I'll figure it out. I'll update you guys on what goes on. But yeah, I'm kind of in a rush, so let's get right into it. Alright, so this is an interesting thing. One, the tensioner is not like the OEM. This is actually a I have the box right here. This is actually from Duralast. I bought this off AutoZone, so this is the only one they had. So it's the Duralast brand, not the OEM one. And something that really kind of annoys me is that this thing actually comes with a bolt. Now, the reason why this annoys me is because when I spoke to the people at AutoZone, they said that this won't come with a bolt. So that's why I got the OEM one. However, this thing does come with a bolt. And by the looks of things, this is way smaller than the OEM one. Actually, this one might even be the same size as the new. This was actually even smaller than the one that broke. Just so you guys can see. So I don't know how much that's going to change things, but hopefully we can still get this installed. Something that I am curious now is how I'm supposed to loosen this up. I'm sorry that the video might not be as great, but I don't know how I'm supposed to loosen this now, because the OEM one had a piece. Actually, no. I think right here, there you go. Never mind. This little piece right here, I think this is where I put the extension to loosen up. Which, actually, this looks better because the other one was kind of like off in its little section, and that's how it snapped off. This one looks like it has a lot more, you know, preventing from that happening. So hopefully this should actually go a lot better. Again, I just have to figure out how I got to remove this broken piece from the car. But hopefully this should actually go a lot easier. I don't know yet. But again, let's get right into it. I'm not gonna do like a full-on install video, but I will show you how it goes. Like, if anything important comes up, I'll let you guys know, just like I did on my install videos. But it's not gonna be a full-length step-by-step install. It should be somewhat straightforward. If anything is slightly different than what I'm used to, I'll let you guys know, and let's go. Okay, so after removing the tensioner bolt, I see the part that snapped, and it snapped right here, clean. And what sucks is, I don't know how to remove this bit. I'm wondering if these bolts around here, like, if I can remove that, if I can get this whole piece out. I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, so most likely scratch what I said before. I just went to AutoZone because I actually had to get the right clamps for this filter, because as I was extracting these bolts, I started having like oil coming out, which is why I have that there, which I gotta do service for anyways. But when I was there, they recommended that I get, it's somewhere in one of these boxes. Here it is. That I get this. These are screw extractors, and they said that I can use this. See if this gives a clear shot. I can use this for that. All I gotta do is just like find the right bit, put it there, and get like a hammer and bash it in slowly. And they told me that I can then use this to clamp onto these, and slowly extract it out. I'm hoping that works because I don't know, because right now this doesn't seem to be coming off, so there might be a lot more to this than what I originally thought. So I'm gonna put the bolts back in. By the way, these were like, if I can recall, I believe this was a 10mm and these two were 14s. I mean, were 12mm. Yeah, two were 12s and one was a 10. So I'm gonna put those back in, and hopefully this extractor thing works. Alright, so update is the hammer tool, the hammering technique to get the extraction bolt in isn't working. I don't have enough room or force to get it through. I'm barely putting a dent in it. So I'm gonna have to go the expensive route and try to get a drill. And I know now it's getting to the point where I would have spent a lot less just taking it to a shop and having them do it, but at least this is now giving me more experience, and at least now I have more tools ready for like other times rather than having to constantly go to mechanic shops because I don't have the required tools. But I'm not giving up on this. I just let my boss know that I might not be able to make it into work. If this drill does do the job, then maybe I might be able to make it. I still have what might now be 2.5 hours until my shift would start. So if this drill does work, everything else should be easy. I know how to put the tensioner in, the bolt in, all that should be easy. The only hard part is to get this bolt out. That's the only difficult part. Everything else is easy, at least I believe it should be. It's just getting the bolt out. So I'm about to go to Home Depot, try to get a screwdriver, I mean not a screwdriver but a drill, and get an extracting drill bit and come back here and continue things up. But right now it's getting very annoying seeing how much money I have to now put into it. To be honest, if I didn't have to spend money on the drill, it would have probably still cost me less to do it in person or like do it on my own than to hire a mechanic. But now that I have to buy a drill, I'm pretty sure I'm now going over the budget of DIY. But now I have a drill, and well, there's not much more I can say. I'll update you guys on what else is going to happen, but this is where I'm at right now. I'm putting in a lot of money on just getting this bolt out, but in a way it's kind of my fault because I wasn't careful enough, and I kind of thought the install that I did before was good enough, but unfortunately it wasn't. So this is just a consequence I have to deal with. So I accept that, and well, I still have to try to solve it. So let's go. Just look at like all this mess I have to clean up later. Crazy. But I literally just got back from Home Depot. Got the cheapest drill I can find. It cost me $100 to get this. Hopefully this should work. I've never used a drill before in my life, but I'm hoping that this is like the last thing I need to purchase, and I'm hoping this thing works so I can get this bit out. I'll let you know if it works. If it doesn't, well, I have no idea what else to do. But we're gonna try it. Alright, so where I stand right now is I actually haven't used the drill yet, but my uncle, who knows a lot more about cars than I do, he gave me a call wondering, just getting a little update on how I'm doing in my life, and I told him what was going on, and he said that he'll do his best to get down here as soon as he can, which will be about say about like an hour and a half or so, because he's doing something right now. But he said like he has an idea of what should be done. He has the tools. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for him to come down here and have him help me extract this thing out, since again he knows what to do, and I have now someone to help teach me of what needs to be done. So after he does that though, I should be confident enough to reinstall the new tensioner in on myself. But yeah, I guess it's just me accepting defeat. Yes and no. It's more so me just asking for a helping hand, or somebody who just knows what to do, someone who actually has experience. So that's what I'm really doing. I'm not accepting defeat as in like I give up, let me take this to somebody else. I'm just, again, asking for a helping hand. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to do everything on your own. If someone is more experienced than you and is available to help, ask for their help. You know, no one's an expert like day one. You know, people become better over learning and through mentorship of others. So that's where I'm at right now. Again, I'm just gonna wait for him to come. When he does come though, I'm not gonna do any filming, not gonna do any editing, because I still like keeping this whole video thing personal. I don't like putting any of my families involved. I don't even tell any of them of what I do. But yeah, I'll definitely update you probably like the next day, letting you know what happened. But this will probably be the last time you'll see me, at least for this day of recording. So that's just what's gonna happen. And till next time, well, I'll see you in the next cut. Peace. Alright, so it's about to be 10, and things got a lot worse. Sorry, I don't even think the camera's facing me. But things got a lot worse than what we originally, or what I originally planned. When my uncle came, he had the mindset that it was going to be a lot worse than where we're at right now. So I guess it was a kind of a balance. I didn't think it would get this bad. My uncle thought, you know, it could be a lot worse. So pretty much what we concluded is, and this is no surprise to me, but I screwed up. Pretty much I had cross-threaded the tensioner bolt, and that's one of the reasons why it's so hard to get this thing out. We still couldn't get it out. The bolt is technically still in there, but what we decided to do was technically go with my original, or my alternate plan of removing the 3 bolts, the two 12 millimeters and the 10 millimeter. My uncle went to that route, even without me suggesting it. He went to that route, and one of the reasons for that was because when we were trying to remove the stuck bolt, unfortunately, when he was trying to remove it, it was so difficult to remove that he accidentally cracked the piece around it. So it was just that hard. So that's when we decided, you know, we're just gonna remove this whole piece. Luckily, just those 3 pieces was all we needed. Although he did also need to remove the cover for the timing belt. We didn't have to remove the timing belt, just the cover for it. So that's pretty much how we ended off today. What we're going to do tomorrow, because the piece is now cracked and it's impossible to get this bolt out, we're going to go to the junkyard and see if we can find a replacement piece for this. If that happens, then it should be smooth sailing from here, because we have a somewhat new, but I guess let's just say a better piece now. But yeah, this is actually my first time going to the junkyard. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna film any of this. I don't want to film around my uncle, because, well, this is a time where we gotta get serious, and I don't want to incorporate my family into any of this. Anything that happens is just gonna be like me updating you solo. I don't want to put any of my family members in it, because I kind of still feel awkward with it, and I don't know how they would feel about me putting a camera in their face. So that's pretty much what's gonna happen after all that. Because to be honest, the only reason why this is taking so long is just because of my stubborn, I mean, not my stubbornness, but my carelessness, my stupidity of cross-threading, which accidents do happen. This is my first time ever doing something like this, so, you know, messing up like that, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but at the same time it is annoying because I'm now have to pay for it as we are right now. But I'm just upset. I'm just upset that this process is taking way longer than expected, putting in a lot more money than expected. But again, I guess that's how a lot of things goes, you know. A lot of times, even with like YouTubers, things don't always go according as planned. Sometimes you're gonna have to put in more money than you originally expected. Sometimes you're gonna have to put in more time than you originally expected. So that's just where I'm at. That's just life, and that's what happens when you want to work on something on your own. Could I have gone to a mechanic and have them do it? They would have most likely gone through the same process that I am right now. And if that were the case, I would have most likely been charged for way more than what I'm putting myself through right now. So that's not exactly fact, but that's just in my head. I guess it's a way to try to help calm me down, just thinking that a mechanic would have probably charged me more. Even with all that I've done right now, I probably still have paid less doing this than having somebody else do it, because they love to overprice you, also putting on, you know, maintenance fees and stuff like that. So that's where I'm at right now. I'll update you guys on things tomorrow. I don't know if I'll merge the 2 days together, because tomorrow I'm most likely not going to be recording much. It's just going to be, you know, updating you once we're done, because again, once you get the replacement part, all we gotta do left is put the cap back on and then put the tensioner on. And if that's all, then we're good. So there shouldn't be much recording done tomorrow, but I'll definitely let you guys know what happens when we're done, or if there's like a gap that I can get some alone time to do this update with you, then yeah. I'm tired. I actually haven't eaten anything today. I had like a very small breakfast and a Snickers bar today. So I'm hungry, tired, and frustrated. And tomorrow morning, gotta start this back up again. That's what happens when you do stuff on your own. Is it worth it? Somewhat. It's definitely an experience. And now I'm rambling on too long. So I'll see you guys in the next footage. It works. Alright, so this is probably going to be the last clip of everything. I know it looks late, it's like 7:30 right now, but we finished about like we finished like 11:30 in the morning. But I finally got time now to actually do this recording, and let me just sum up everything that went on. So, as I mentioned in the previous clip, we were going to the junkyard. Let me just tell you, one, that's my first time ever going to the junkyard, and two, literally everything we needed was at that junkyard. So I know I spent like, if you want to add up everything, I probably spent like 300. Yeah, 300 sounds roughly around the price. The new tensioner, the OEM tensioner replacement that I got from AutoZone, cost me just over 100. The drill that I got, which didn't really do anything, that costed over 100. And then like little bits and stuff also costed, you know, enough to cost me around 250 to 300. However, what I got at the junkyard, we got both a, I wouldn't say new, but a used but working tensioner, and we also got the piece that snapped off. So Those two together only cost me $45. And that's really all I needed. Like, if I were to go back and do this again, all I would have needed to spend was $45, and this would have been done in a day. Had we known what was fully going on, we could have gone to the junkyard, and it was just like an in and out thing. We saw a Mitsubishi Galant. There were actually a section full of Mitsubishis. Not that many Lancers. Obviously, I didn't see any like Evos or any Ralliarts, but it was a lot of Galants, a few Eclipses, and a couple of Lancers. But luckily, a lot of these cars do run the 4G69 engine that I have in my Ralliart. So we were able to find the engine I needed and get the part. So we got back to this car, and it was a very quick and easy thing. We were there for about half an hour, I want to say, maybe even less. So, to be honest, today was really the fix day. Yesterday was more of the let's figure out what's wrong. But today, when we started working, it was about 9 o'clock. We finished at like 11:30 and spent like $45. If you really want to say, you know, oh, you spent like way too much money, in reality, today was really the only day that really mattered. Had this been like day one, that would have been it. $45 in just a couple of hours, and that's it. And luckily I was able to return the tensioner to AutoZone, so I guess that kind of takes away some of the money that I spent overall. And to be honest, the drill, it's a good tool to have, even like outside of what I was trying to use it for. So you can say I don't even have to count in that because I didn't even use it. So in reality, $45 is all I really spent in just a few amount of hours. I'm not gonna count yesterday, because yesterday was more of just let's figure out what the hell happened and what caused this thing and what we need to get. Today was really the, you know, let's get this done. And when we did, just took a few hours, spent under $50. Had I taken this to a shop, I would have been charged probably what I did entirely, like the $200, $300 mark. So that's pretty much it. The tensioner is good. We decided to use the tension that we got from the junkyard, which I wish I could have recorded the junkyard. That's my first time going, and I actually had a lot of fun, to be honest. It was just cool going around seeing all these cars, like obviously all in wrecks, but it was just cool going there and seeing how like you can just pretty much scavenge or like salvage off of like different parts. You know how they say one man's trash is another man's treasure. That's pretty much what this was. The tensioner that I'm working right now, that was junked. Who knows how long it's been there, but it's working with me right now. And the snap piece, again, that was junked for God knows how long. Now it's in a new home. It's with me. Hopefully nothing goes wrong, but so far things to be looking well. I drove it around earlier, and again, everything seems to be a-okay. And that's pretty much the end of this story. So hope you enjoyed the video. I'm sorry that I didn't get to film like the big processes and stuff, but again, like this is all my learning experience, and with my uncle with me helping me out, which shout out to him. And let me just let you guys know that you don't have to do everything on your own. You know, let me start driving because I actually have to go get food, but don't do everything, you know, on your own. If a job does wind up being a bit too overwhelming, it doesn't hurt to go get help. Whether that might just be a friend who may just be as inexperienced as you, but it's just an extra helping hand, or if it's somebody who actually has mechanic and car experience, which luckily my uncle does. My uncle has had mechanical experience for well over a decade, and the moment he came, he helped me out. Yes, he did do majority of the work, but I was there watching and getting pointers of what to do, what he's done, and it was a good experience. It was awesome. I love it. It sucks that, you know, shit broke, but it's all an experience. You know, nobody starts off anything as an expert. You know, you will go through mistakes, and luckily this one was kind of like a simple mistake. You know, I just cross-threaded, and unfortunately I had to pay for that, you know, after, you know, a month of the installation. But it's kind of, you know, expected from a beginner. And to be honest, even when you get more experience, you might still make simple mistakes like that. It's not like I did anything too horribly wrong. So luckily the car is now up and running, as you can obviously tell, and I just can't wait to finally get back into actually modding my car, hopefully doing things right. Definitely gonna be more careful next time, but hell, I just can't wait to see where the next adventure takes me. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more. So next time, this has been your boy taking heat, hopefully not breaking more shit, and peace.
Make the ground shake.